What's going on, guys? It's your channel TFD back with another video, and this one right here, we got take it back up to Indy because Ari McDonald just broke her silence after being waived by the Indiana Fever. Now look, it's a bittersweet day for Fever fans and honestly, for anybody who's been following this team closely. Yes, Caitlin Clark is finally back in action after missing 5 straight games. That's a huge win for the franchise. But with that return, it meant someone had to go, and unfortunately, that someone was Ari McDonald. Let me tell you right now, Ari didn't just fill in. She showed out. She stepped in during one of the toughest stretches of the season and brought life, grit, and that spark this team needed. There were moments where it looked like she was the heartbeat of his team, especially when Clark and Cunningham were both sidelined. I mean, Ari McDonald earned her stripes. She didn't just hold it down. She put the team on her back in spots where everything could have fallen apart. And Fever fans saw that. They felt that. Just go look online right now. They're not happy about the move. Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. The love is pouring in for Ari. And in this video, we're gonna go over exactly what she said, what the fans are saying, and what this could mean for her next move. But first, real quick, let's look at some of Ari McDonald's numbers during her short run with the Fever, because stats don't lie, and they show exactly why this young lady deserves another shot in the league. Stay locked in. We're breaking it all down. This is her Instagram story. She posted today, after Indiana Fever wave news came out. I think she knows she waved. That's why she enjoying Lloyd Polite Jr. concerts.
Fine too. Period.
Look at her. She enjoying here. Now we are moving on X, as you guys can see right here. Ari McDonald, during the 2024 season. 23 PTS, 5 RBS, 2 AST versus Las Vegas. 21 PTS, 2 RBS, 4 AST versus Indiana. 17 PTS, 3 RBS, 6 AST versus Washington. 14 PTS, 4 RBS, 7 AST versus Connecticut. 14 PTS, 2 RBS, 7 AST versus Minnesota. 12 PTS, 2 RBS, 10 AST versus Phoenix. Averaged 12.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, 5.0 assists, and 1.4 steals when playing 25-plus minutes during the 2024 season. She came in straight up on fire with this Indiana Fever squad, bro. And it hurts to see her gone. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, we knew this was coming. Let's keep it real. The writing was on the wall from the jump. The Indiana Fever front office didn't really keep it a secret. They pretty much let it be known that as soon as Caitlin came back, Ari McDonald was likely out the door. And still it stings, man. Because Ari earned her spot. She came in, played fearless, and brought a whole new energy to this team when it was needed most. But yeah, it looks like that was always going to be temporary. A stopgap until Caitlin Clark returned. And look, I don't know what it is with the Fever and Bree Turner, but they really seem to like her. Like, really like her. She's holding on to that spot no matter what. And that's no hate. Bree's a solid vet, but if we're talking impact right now, if we're talking who showed up and produced in big moments, Ari deserved a longer look. Man, Fever fans are feeling this one too. The love for Ari is all over social media, and I don't blame them. She gave her heart out there. Alright, y'all, let's get into what's being said online, because Fever fans are not staying quiet about Ari McDonald, man. First off, shout out to Correlation over on X, formerly Twitter. She said, and I quote, Ari feels the love, y'all. Hopefully we get her back. If not, best of luck to her. Man, that right there, that's the energy. That's the appreciation Ari deserves. Now over on Instagram, the Fever made it official. They posted, to meet the 10-player roster minimum and WNBA emergency hardship requirements, we have waived Ari McDonald. Straight up business move. But under that post, you already know Ari responded. She dropped 3 heart emojis. Nothing extra. Just real. And guess what? Sophie Cunningham and others were in there too. Liking the post, showing love. Because everybody in that locker room knows what Ari brought to this team. Look, it's tough. It's business. But man, the fans see it. The players see it. And Ari, she definitely feels the love. We're gonna keep an eye on where she ends up next, because this ain't the last time we see her, not even close. Man, this is what the fans had to say online about all this. And bro, I knew it. I knew it was coming. Look, everybody likes Sophie Cunningham, I get it. She brings energy. She's a vet. All that. But if she comes back and lays a goose egg, bro? I don't know, man. I really don't. It's tough. It's so unfortunate that Ari McDonald is the one gone. She's a straight baller. And right now, the Fever's social media is on fire. I'm talking 700 plus comments on the Ari post. 700. That's crazy, man. They got over 250K views, more than 450 retweets. People are heated. Fans are not happy. And honestly, they have every right to feel that way. You could feel this coming, too. The moment Caitlin Clark was cleared to play, I said it, they were gonna waive Ari instantly. And yep, they did it. I read this article by Indiana Fever after waive Ari McDonald. So let's see what it actually says. Man, it's just unfortunate, bro. I'm damn near lost for words with this one, y'all. Truly. It says that the Indiana Fever have waived guard Ari McDonald, who was signed on June 1st by the WBNA's emergency hardship exception, the team announced today. Pursuant to the league's emergency hardship exception rules, the team must waive said player once its game-eligible roster returns to the 10-player minimum. In her 3 games with the team, McDonald averaged 11 points per game, 3 assists per game, and 2 steals per game, helping the Fever secure victories over the Washington Mystics' Chicago Sky. But when you talking about money, man, Ari McDonald, I think she got paid like $400 or something wild like that. Something goofy, for real. I mean, the league minimum is what? Like $70-something thousand? Come on now. Somebody's gonna throw the bag at Ari, bro. She's gonna get a bag. No question. A team out there is gonna see what she just did for the Fever and know she's worth every penny. And based on what Coach Stephanie White said earlier, which I will play at the end of this video, I don't know. I just don't know. It's one of those moves that doesn't sit right. It's just unfortunate, guys. Straight up. But yo, get down in the comments section. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Was Ari disrespected? Should they have kept her over someone else?
How's practice been like for her and kind of what's her status for tomorrow?
It's been good. I think she's working her way back, and I felt like today was better than yesterday in terms of just movement and balance and feeling like she's getting back into rhythm, timing, all of those things. And as long as we don't have any regression, she's going to be ready to roll.
What kind of regression do you look like? Just with swelling or?
Yeah, for me, it's just listen to the training staff. I mean, if there's swelling, if there's any sort of carryover in terms of the injury, but there hasn't been, and so I don't anticipate there being. So she was good.
And with Sophie as well, how is she progressing in terms of playing?
Yeah, I think she's going to be ready to roll as well. Sophie looked really good. Her timing was good. Getting back into game rhythm and timing is the most important thing, and then being able to change directions. I thought she looked good. She's had really good workouts throughout the course of the week, and then it's just been reintegrating into live action. So they both look good.
TV has been out for these past days for personal reasons. Just how is she doing? Do you anticipate her being here tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's doing as well as she can be. We're going to continue to support her and giving her the time that she needs. I don't anticipate her being here tomorrow. And we'll just, with her right now, it's supporting her and giving her what she needs and taking it one day at a time.
Because you've had so many injuries and in and out, is tomorrow almost like starting over in some respects?
In some ways, yeah. It's really reintegrating, 2 of our top 6 players, right? Reintegrating them back into the system. Some of the things that we run will look different than without Caitlin on the floor, certainly. Sophie's versatility and being able to play in multiple positions. So it is like starting day one again and really regrouping in terms of gelling with this group. And I thought, again, just from yesterday to today, it looked much better. So growing it quickly is going to be important for us.
Tomorrow, of course, a pretty easy day one.
Yeah, right.
Really good one to ease back into.
Yeah.
What do you see from them? They're obviously just, they picked up where they left off and took off from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're WNBA champions. They've got Olympians. They've got veterans. They play within themselves. They play within the system. They understand one another. They're able to make some in-game adjustments based on personnel because they know where one another's going to be. And they're a really good defensive team. And Natasha Cloud gives them an added dimension. She gives them that added dimension in terms of the true point guard on the floor, her toughness, her her defensive energy. She sets the tone on the defensive end. And another one who's been there, right? She's been through the battles. She's had experience. She's won championships. And so she really adds to an already pretty incredible core.
With Caitlin and Sophie potentially coming back tomorrow, that means you'll have to release
Yeah.
Ari. Just how is she impressed over these past few games? How do you hope she can find a spot somewhere?
She's going to find a spot. That's not that. I don't think that's a debate right now. You know, she's been the ultimate pro. She came in ready to go. You know, she had watched, you know, such a large amount of film just on her flight in here that you could tell already her high IQ. You know, she's a dog, and we're going to miss her certainly. What she brought to the table for us and being able to come in at the point guard position and just really impact us right away was huge. But yeah, she's not going to have a problem finding a job.
Coach, I just got here, so I'm not sure what's been asked already. What do you think you've learned about your team and their ability to just adjust in the last 2 weeks?
Well, they're resilient. You know, they're a resilient group. They're a competitive group. You know, we learned that from day one of training camp with just their ultimate competitiveness. You know, they've been thrown to the fire early. These young players have, and they understand what it takes. And to go through what we've gone through already with injuries and setbacks, and you know, all the hardships and all the other things, to still come in every day with this kind of energy, this kind of competitive spirit, shows the character of this group.
And I know that you guys have been trying to adjust some things defensively. Where would you say you guys are at now?
I think we're still very low level. You know, I felt like we're really improving prior to the injuries, and then we're playing people for probably longer periods of time, in different positions than we would have liked, on different matchups than we probably would have liked. So I think that took us a step back. And now that we are reintegrating Sophie and Caitlin in particular, it allows us to get back to matchups, to get back to really managing how long periods of time people are having to play. So I feel like we're again starting maybe at ground zero again and trying to work our way back up.
So I know that one of the things that you said from Caitlin first, when you guys first announced that she'd be sitting out, is that she's going to be able to learn the game in a different way and do different things. How do you think that she's seen the game differently now that she's been out?
I think she notices trends a little bit more. You know, we had her keeping track of some stuff on the sideline, and you know, one of the things, especially as a point guard, is to understand when we've gone, you know, 3 or 4 possessions and we haven't got a high quality shot, or they've gone 3 or 4 possessions and scored and we haven't been able to answer it. It's not just always coming down and getting the first shot. It's how do we get the best shot? How do we get a bucket when we know we need a bucket? And starting to recognize some of those things, starting to recognize mismatches, switches, how defenses are playing us, because you can see it differently from the sideline than you see it and sense it on the floor. And so just having an opportunity to sit back for the last 3 or 4 weeks, however long it's been, and see that, I think is going to help her when she gets back on the floor.
You said you're not patient. How long have these 5 games been?